Bob, I want to talk to you about something that I've noticed is missing around here. I'm not hearing very much committed language.
What do you mean?
You know, language that consists of clear requests and committed responses. Remember how we talked about bringing up our background conversations? We need to make sure we get into action using clear requests and committed responses.
I'm not following you.
Okay, let me demonstrate. Call Simon in here and ask about that report that's due.
Simon, you got a second? Thanks.
Yeah. What's up?
So, how's that report coming?
I'm on it, boss.
Good. Thanks.
There it was, textbook case. What do you think Simon meant when he said, "I'm on it"? Do you think you will have it on your desk by noon tomorrow? What do you actually know about the report at this time?
Wow. I see what you mean. I really don't know how far along he is with the report, or if he needs any more additional information, or if he needs more time.
Now you're getting the hang of it.
You're right. I'm going to go talk to him right now.
Hold on a second. You're guilty too.
Huh?
You asked, how's it coming? That's not very specific either. Did you ever make a request of Simon to have it to you by a certain date and time?
Well, sure I did. I said I wanted it this week. Tomorrow is Friday. And we always like to get stuff out of the way before lunch so we don't have to sweat it on a Friday afternoon.
That's pretty vague, Bob. If you want action to take place, you need to make a request.
But I did. That's just the way we talk around here.
Yeah, I know. It's how a lot of people talk. But it's a habit. Language is an important tool. We use it to create action or non-action by the way we talk to each other.
You lost me.
The way you generate action or commitment is through the language you use.
Well, I hadn't thought of it that way.
No problem, you're getting there. So, on another subject, I hear you're a big high school basketball fan.
Oh, yes. I played at Central. I led the team in attendance 3 years in a row.
So why don't we go to tonight's game? I thought maybe we could have fun while we talk about the work we're doing around here.
You like basketball?
Yeah, love it.
Wow, these are great seats. If we were any closer, we'd be on the court.
Well, starting tomorrow, you're going to be on the court.
Whoa, huh?
Remember how Dirk talks about the difference between being in the stands versus being on the court?
Oh, right, that court. You had me scared there for a second.
See, Bob, too many people in the company are spending way too much time in the stands. And what happens in the stands?
I don't know, you eat hot dogs, drink beer, yell at the ref.
Actually, that's pretty close. People in the stands observe. They often watch the game and pass judgment. And they sometimes have strong opinions and jump to conclusions and complain about what's happening. They're talking about the game from their point of view only, as an observer.
Well, I'm with you so far.
Look, just because someone says something doesn't mean it's true or false. It's just their assessment of what they're seeing.
Boy, I can relate to that.
Now, conversations that occur on the court are different. Those conversations consist of requests and promises.
So we need to put those conversations on the court so we get action. Well, this is all starting to make sense. Foul! Come on, Zebra! Wake up, you're missing a heck of a game. Oh, man, where do they get these refs? It'd be nice if we could get him in the game, huh?
Now, that was not a good example of a request.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me help.
No, I've got it.
So that was more like a complaint, huh?
Do you ever see similar behavior in the plant? Oh, finger pointing, blaming, complaining.
Sure, about 20 times a day, probably.
Does all that complaining ever get you anywhere?
Oh, sometimes I feel better. I meant, no, of course we don't get anywhere.
That's right, because complaining doesn't lead to action.
Okay, so we need to turn our complaints into requests.
And then you need to look for committed responses to your requests.
Like a promise to deliver.
Right, and if they say yes, you need to link it to time.
Time?
Well, there's a difference between saying, I'm on it, boss, and I will have the report to you by noon on Friday.
Makes sense.
But remember, Bob, you're making a request, which means the other person has the freedom to say yes or no, or counteroffer your request.
Okay, and let me guess. If they can't meet my request, then we have to have a dialogue until we can reach an agreement that we both can live up to.
You're spot on, Bob.
Well, I'm gonna need to work on catching myself when I'm not on the court.
You'll get there. Do you remember, it's all about thinking and acting and observing differently.
So, what if the other person commits to something and then doesn't deliver?
Good question. That's when you need to declare a breakdown.
A breakdown?
We'll talk more about this another day. I'm sure you've had enough for one day. Relax, Bob. It's all good. It took me 20 minutes to pick out all the popcorn out of my hair. At least it was a high school game. If we'd been at a pro game, I'd probably have gotten a free beer shampoo too.